Many people hold the belief that increased walking is the primary method for maintaining health beyond the age of 70. However, medical professionals are now cautioning against this approach. While walking is an excellent way to remain active, if it constitutes your sole form of physical activity, you might be making an error that hastens, rather than decelerates, the aging process. The reality is that with advancing age, your body requires more than just walking to uphold its strength, maintain equilibrium, and safeguard your joints. Excessive reliance on walking while neglecting other crucial types of movement can actually contribute to muscle deterioration, stress on joints, and an elevated risk of tumbles. Consequently, specialists now advise that individuals over 70 should decrease their walking and instead concentrate on 5 specific activities, as these represent the genuine method for sustaining vigor, vitality, and autonomy throughout their senior years. This discussion will delve into the 5 principal domains that ought to be prioritized over mere walking. These straightforward adjustments have the potential to enhance your mobility, fortify your skeletal structure, and potentially extend your lifespan. Remain engaged until the conclusion, as the final point is scarcely discussed by most, yet it significantly impacts your longevity. Before commencing, if you have not yet subscribed, it is recommended to subscribe and activate the notification bell to ensure you do not miss any future content. Should you appreciate this material, please indicate so by typing 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to provide feedback for improved future videos. Moving forward, the first area is strength training for preserving muscle mass. Walking effectively maintains mobility, but if it is your only activity, you risk experiencing muscle wasting. Post-70, sarcopenia, which is the progressive reduction of muscle mass, emerges as one of the most significant threats to self-sufficiency. The issue is that walking on its own does not substantially contribute to muscle development. It predominantly engages the lower body, and even then, it fails to offer the necessary resistance for muscles to remain robust. Therefore, physicians now stress that for those over 70, strength training must be a priority, as it directly counters muscle atrophy, enhances steadiness, and ensures sufficient strength to avert harm and falls. If you are still capable of effortlessly carrying a substantial grocery bag, rising from a chair without assistance from your hands, or easily unsealing a tightly closed jar, these are strong indicators that your muscular system is functioning effectively. However, if you have observed that these straightforward activities have become more challenging than in the past, it is probable that your muscles are progressively diminishing in strength, even if you are unaware of it. The truth is, without deliberate effort to preserve your strength, your body will begin to lose it. Consider the example of Robert, aged 74. He engaged in daily walking, under the impression that this was sufficient to maintain his health. Yet, one day, he realized he struggled to lift a box that had previously felt light. He also found that rising from the sofa was more arduous than before. Initially, he attributed this to the natural aging process. Nevertheless, his physician clarified that muscle loss was not merely an inevitable occurrence, but rather something that accelerated in the absence of muscular challenge. Consequently, he commenced incorporating fundamental strength exercises into his regimen, such as light resistance bands, bodyweight squats, and uncomplicated dumbbell movements. Within a few months, he perceived a significant transformation. He experienced increased strength, enhanced stability, and even greater energy levels throughout his day. Strength training does not necessitate lifting considerable weights at a gymnasium. It can be as straightforward as employing resistance bands, performing bodyweight exercises like squats or push-ups against a countertop, or even lifting commonplace household items. The crucial element is progressive resistance, which means challenging your muscles just enough to maintain their activity and engagement. The advantages extend far beyond mere physical strength. Research indicates that the preservation of muscle mass is directly associated with an extended life expectancy, improved ease of movement, and even enhanced cognitive health. To assess your current strength level, attempt the following: sit in a chair and then stand up without using your hands. If you can execute this with ease, it is an excellent sign. If you encounter difficulty, it may indicate a need to commence rebuilding your strength. The reassuring news is that it is never too late. Strength training has the capacity to reverse muscle degeneration, improve equilibrium, and sustain your independence for many years. Therefore, if you currently rely solely on walking for exercise, consider this a crucial alert. Muscle is fundamental to a long life, and beyond 70 years of age, it ranks among the most crucial elements to safeguard. If you are still engaging with this video and find these insights beneficial, kindly leave a comment with the number 1 below to indicate your presence. Moving on, the second area focuses on balance and stability exercises designed to avert falls. While walking facilitates movement, it does not consistently enhance balance, a fact that many individuals fail to recognize until it is too late. For those over 70, preventing falls emerges as one of the most vital aspects of maintaining health and autonomy. Falls represent a primary cause of severe injury among older adults. Many falls occur not due to muscular weakness in the legs, but rather because of insufficient balance. If you are not actively training your balance, you may be inadvertently elevating your susceptibility to stumbles, trips, and hazardous falls. You might assume, I have walked throughout my entire life, so my balance must be adequate. However, balance is not an attribute that automatically retains its strength, it progressively diminishes unless actively cultivated. Walking does not adequately challenge the small, stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and core in the manner that exercises specifically targeting balance do. And if your balance deteriorates, even a minor misstep can precipitate a fall from which recovery could span months or even years. Reflect on your last experience standing on one foot while donning a sock or attempting to access an item from an elevated shelf. Did you feel stable, or did you need to steady yourself by grasping something? Many individuals remain oblivious to their declining balance until they experience a near fall, an event that leaves them unsettled and wary with each subsequent step. This was precisely the situation for Edward, aged 76. He consistently maintained an active lifestyle, but one day, while descending from a curb, his foot landed awkwardly, causing an abrupt loss of equilibrium. He managed to regain control just in time, yet that incident made him acutely aware of his increased vulnerability. His physician advised him that straightforward balance exercises, such as standing on a single foot, shifting his weight from side to side, and practicing deliberate movements, could assist in restoring his stability. Within mere weeks, he observed feeling more robust, steadier, and possessing greater confidence in his movements. Balance exercises do not necessitate access to a gymnasium or specialized equipment. Uncomplicated movements such as standing on a single foot, walking in a straight line with a heel-to-toe pattern, or performing deliberate, controlled weight shifts can significantly enhance your stability. Moreover, the advantages extend beyond merely avoiding falls. Improved balance translates to better posture, heightened reflexes, and even superior coordination, rendering every movement more fluid and controlled. To assess your balance, attempt the following: position yourself near a counter for support and lift one foot from the floor. Observe if you can maintain your balance for at least 10 seconds. If this proves effortless, it is an excellent indication. If you encounter difficulty, it suggests that your balance may require attention, and initiating efforts sooner is more beneficial. Balance is often overlooked until it becomes a critical issue. However, by training it presently, you can maintain strength and independence for numerous years ahead. Therefore, if your exercise regimen has exclusively focused on walking, it is opportune to begin prioritizing balance. This is because the most effective method to prevent a fall is not merely to remain active, but to condition your body to maintain steadiness. The third focus area is flexibility and mobility exercises aimed at preserving joint health. While walking can keep your legs active, it contributes little to flexibility, which becomes of paramount importance after the age of 70. Over time, your joints naturally become more rigid, your range of motion diminishes, and movements that were once effortless may begin to feel restricted. If you have ever observed that rotating your head feels more constrained than previously, or that bending down to fasten your shoe is not as simple as it once was, these are indicators of declining flexibility. And as your mobility starts to lessen, so too does your autonomy. The challenge is that many individuals do not comprehend the significance of mobility until they begin to experience its loss. Walking alone does not fully stretch the muscles, nor does it engage all the diverse movement patterns essential for your joints to remain functional. For this reason, medical professionals now underscore that after 70, allocating time to flexibility and mobility exercises is equally as important as maintaining general activity, as these practices enable you to continue performing daily tasks without discomfort or strain. Reflect on the last occasion you reached for an item in the rear seat of your vehicle or attempted to put on a jacket. Did the movement feel fluid, or did you detect a sense of rigidity? Many individuals disregard these minor alterations, attributing them to the natural process of aging. However, what is truly occurring is that muscles and connective tissues gradually become tighter over time, incrementally diminishing flexibility. This phenomenon precisely afflicted Walter, aged 78. Despite continuing his daily walks, he progressively observed that rising from bed in the mornings felt more rigid than before. When attempting to retrieve an item from the floor, he found himself having to bend his knees more than customary. His physician informed him that the decline in mobility was not solely a consequence of advancing age, but rather resulted from not utilizing his joints through their full range of motion. Consequently, he began integrating gentle stretching, deliberate movements, and specific joint exercises into his daily regimen. Within a span of weeks, he perceived greater looseness, increased comfort, and even noticed an enhancement in his posture. Flexibility exercises are not limited to sitting down and attempting to touch your toes for a brief duration. Dynamic stretches, controlled rotational movements, and gentle movements inspired by yoga can yield profound positive effects. Uncomplicated actions such as neck rotations, shoulder rolls, knee-to-chest stretches, or ankle circles contribute to keeping your joints adequately lubricated and free from discomfort. Furthermore, the advantages extend significantly beyond merely experiencing less stiffness. Enhanced flexibility translates to fewer aches and pains, improved blood circulation, better body alignment, and even a reduced propensity for falls. To evaluate your flexibility, try this: stand upright and slowly rotate your head as far as possible to one side, then to the other. Does the movement feel unhindered, or do you perceive tightness? If you identify limitations, it indicates a decrease in your flexibility, and immediate action is warranted. The loss of mobility is not an unavoidable outcome. With just a few minutes of targeted stretching each day, you can maintain a sensation of youthfulness, greater mobility, and freedom from pain for years to come. Therefore, if walking constitutes your primary form of exercise, it is time to also begin concentrating on flexibility. Ensuring your joints remain pliable and your movements smooth is among the most critical actions you can undertake to sustain activity and independence beyond the age of 70. If you are still observing this video and deem these insights valuable, please respond with the number 3 in the comments below to confirm your presence. Let us now proceed. The fourth area involves core and posture exercises aimed at safeguarding your spinal column. While walking maintains leg movement, it offers limited benefit for your core strength or posture, both of which become crucial after the age of 70. A robust core is not solely about possessing defined abdominal muscles. It pertains to preserving stability, averting back discomfort, and guaranteeing that your spine remains correctly aligned during movement. Should your core be deficient in strength, you might begin to encounter lower back pain, issues with equilibrium, or a propensity to hunch forward while walking. Each of these can, over time, escalate your susceptibility to falls and strain on your joints. Most individuals fail to comprehend the significance of postural strength until they begin to experience previously unobserved aches and pains. If you have observed an increase in slouching, a sensation of stiffness in your lower back, or difficulty standing erect for extended durations, these indicate that your core muscles are not performing their function adequately. Walking by itself does not fully activate the deep stabilizing muscles located in your abdomen and lower back. Consequently, medical professionals stress that for individuals over 70, core and posture exercises ought to become a principal focus. Take Harold, aged 75, as an example. He consistently maintained an active lifestyle, but over the years, he observed his shoulders becoming rounded forward and his lower back experiencing increased strain, despite his daily walks. His doctor elucidated that inadequate posture was imposing additional pressure on his spine and joints, resulting in persistent stiffness and an elevated risk of losing balance. Therefore, he initiated the integration of gentle core activation exercises, such as seated pelvic tilts, standing posture resets, and abdominal bracing, into his regular routine. Within a few weeks, he noted a reduction in back pain, improved posture, and even enhanced respiratory capacity. Core exercises do not necessitate a gymnasium or any specific apparatus. Position yourself against a wall with your back flattened, ensuring your head, shoulders, and hips are in contact with the surface. Can you comfortably sustain this posture, or does it feel as though you must exert effort to remain upright? If it feels unnatural, this indicates that your posture may require attention, and the sooner you begin to strengthen your core, the more advantageous it will be. Posture and core strength are indispensable for remaining active, preventing injuries, and preserving a youthful appearance. If your exercise routine has consisted solely of walking, it is time to direct your attention to the muscles that genuinely sustain your upright position and robustness. The fifth area is joint protection and low-impact movements designed to alleviate strain. Walking serves as an excellent means of maintaining activity. However, if it constitutes your exclusive form of movement, it can begin to impose undue stress on your joints, particularly after the age of 70. With advancing age, cartilage undergoes deterioration, joint fluid diminishes, and the efficiency of shock absorption lessens. This explains why numerous older adults start to experience rigid knees, aching hips, or discomfort in their feet, even if they have been active throughout their entire lives. The issue is not necessarily the act of walking itself, rather, it is that walking alone does not furnish the necessary joint support your body requires. Many individuals assume that joint pain is merely an inherent aspect of aging. However, in truth, stiffness and discomfort progress more rapidly when you are not actively safeguarding your joints. Walking can sometimes exacerbate this condition due to the repetitive impact it exerts on the same joints continually. Consequently, medical professionals now emphasize that after 70, it is advisable to walk less and concentrate more on low-impact movements that fortify and protect your joints. Consider your sensation after completing a lengthy walk. Did you feel revitalized and free from pain, or did you observe aching joints, rigidity, or a lingering sensation of discomfort? If walking leaves you feeling sore, it might signify that your joints are not receiving the necessary support. This precise situation occurred with Raymond, aged 77. He engaged in daily walking, believing it was optimal for his health. Yet, over time, his knees began to feel stiff, and his lower back started to ache. His physician clarified that he needed to diminish the repetitive impact on his joints and, instead, begin incorporating low-impact movements. He commenced engaging in gentle swimming, cycling, and exercises specifically targeting flexibility. And within a span of a few weeks, his discomfort notably diminished without him having to completely cease physical activity. Movements that are gentle on joints encompass activities such as aquatic exercises, cycling, tai chi, or even straightforward stretches performed while seated in a chair. These activities contribute to enhancing blood circulation to the joints, improving joint lubrication, and fortifying the surrounding musculature without imposing undue stress on vulnerable regions. Furthermore, the advantages extend beyond mere alleviation of pain. Safeguarding your joints now guarantees improved mobility, reduced rigidity, and greater fluidity of movement for many years into the future. To evaluate the condition of your joints, try this: sit in a chair and slowly rise to a standing position without using your hands. Observe the sensation in your knees and hips. Do they articulate smoothly, or do they feel stiff and painful? If any discomfort is present, this indicates your body signaling that your joints require more attention, and transitioning to low-impact movements could be profoundly beneficial. Upholding robust, healthy joints involves more than simply avoiding pain. It encompasses preserving your ability to move, safeguarding your self-reliance, and ensuring that each step you take feels effortless instead of agonizing. If your primary form of exercise has been walking exclusively, it is time to prioritize your joint health and begin integrating movements that offer benefit rather than harm. If you are still watching this video and find these insights valuable, please indicate your presence by commenting with the number 5 below. Now, to conclude. Final reflections. As we bring this video to a close, take a moment to contemplate these 5 crucial priorities. If you have been solely depending on walking for your exercise, you may not have realized the extent to which your body requires more than just steps to remain strong, mobile, and free from pain. Beyond the age of 70, your emphasis should shift towards preserving muscle mass, enhancing balance, increasing flexibility, fortifying your core, and alleviating strain on your joints. These are the factors that will genuinely enable you to stay active and self-sufficient for many years to come. Many individuals mistakenly believe that aging inherently signifies a deceleration of physical capabilities. However, the reality is that your body retains the capacity for improvement at any stage of life. Regardless of whether you need to concentrate on strength, equilibrium, flexibility, or posture, even minor modifications can profoundly impact your movement, your overall well-being, and the duration of your independence. The essential element is to commence without delay. The decline in muscle mass, balance, and joint health does not occur instantaneously, it is a progressive process. Yet, the positive aspect of this is that you possess the ability to retard its progression or even reverse it. Therefore, among these 5 domains, which one requires your most significant attention? Have you observed any alterations in your strength, balance, or ability to move freely? We are eager to receive your input. Consequently, please provide a comment below, sharing a single insight you gained today and how you intend to apply it in your daily life. Your perspectives are valuable to us, so please do not hesitate to share them. Reviewing your comments provides us with substantial motivation and encouragement. If you appreciated this video and found it beneficial, please indicate your approval by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Your assistance enables us to persist in producing valuable content designed to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we anticipate your presence in the subsequent video.